As always, guys, this is going to be recorded. It's September 10th, Thursday, last live trading session of the week. So I'm going to let
Yep.
Nick go ahead and share his screen and we'll get right into it.
Wow, that was hot. That was some hot coffee. All right, so guys, we're going to start off on DXY. As always, as Angelo said, this is our last live session. So we're going to pretty much just tell you what we can expect for the rest of the week, what we see happening, and maybe what we could see going into next week. All right, so we're going to start out on DXY. And this is essentially just a US dollar index. Just going to give you some quick facts on DXY. Makes up for 80% of all trade, and it is considered the reserve currency of the world. All right, so this means that as DXY moves, it has a lot of influence on other pairs, especially majors. So all the USD pairs, right? And even in some scenarios, you'll see, some reaction from, crosses like AJ and so on. All right, but very, very, influential for the rest of the market. So let's go ahead and do a kind of a top-down analysis here on DXY. We're going to go to the daily time frame, kind of get a one look at the overall trend. We want to see where price action's been, where it is now, and where it could potentially be going. So if we just zoom out, we can clearly see that this was in a very large bullish trend, right? It's very bullish. The dollar was appreciating. It was a good time. So it was kept going up. Corona happened. We got some indecision, and then the trend had changed. We started seeing tons and tons of bearish pressure as things started getting priced in. The effects from the effects from the economy were getting priced in, right? So now we saw a break of our monthly support here, right? So now we're in a lower range. So now we are clearly bearish, right? This was the transition point, breaking through this support zone and, dropping to this lower zone here. So now we are definitely bearish. At this point, we can go ahead and drop to a 4-hour time frame, get a closer look at what's happening here. We have a bit of a descending channel, right? Definitely confirmed broken, no question, of that. So from here, we have two potential, scenarios. Either we want to see structure form, which means the 38.2 minimum has to be hit. I mean, we were damn close right here, right? So you either want to see structure form, or we just get tons of price action confirmation, meaning, momentum steps in. We just see price action drop below support, start getting some lower highs below these levels, and just see it continue with this overall trend. I mean, we know we're bearish on this. I'm definitely expecting further bearish movement to a lower low, but we got to see, is that going to happen right now? We could get a higher low right here, and then it'll push back up, but we got to see. So ideally, a nice break below like this. Nice little lower high back in this channel with some strong bearish setups. This would be ideal, right? This is what we kind of want to happen right now. Right? So we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. Again, it could kind of react at this trend line and pull back up a little bit, curve back up, and then consolidate, and then maybe give us that final high before it reverses and then drops back down. But we'll see. Looking good right now. We do have an MA cross on this 4 hours, so it could drop as well. So we'll see. All right, so that's DXY, guys. Let's move on to AUD USD. Daily time frame first. We're gonna do a one look. We're gonna establish the overall trend. All right, so we know we were very much bearish if we just look to the left, right? Clear descending channel, huge spike to the downside, driven by Corona. Then we got this massive pullback. So we knew that we had a very strong 4-hour trend. Price action was just rallying like crazy up until we hit this monthly zone. So this monthly zone was, the deciding factor for, price action, whether it's going to continue with a bearish trend or transition to a bullish trend. And it broke through the monthly, gave us a confirmed higher low. So it's a transition to a daily bullish trend up here. Okay, so now we can drop down with this new sentiment in mind and kind of start analyzing this bit of price action above our monthly zone. So we had an ascending channel here, kind of expanding, good volume, lots of higher lows, right? Very, very bullish. Then we had a huge rally all the way up to 0.74 area. Nice rally, broke through key resistance right here at 0.7275, pulled back, gave us a little bit of support here. That wasn't, significant enough. It didn't hold. It didn't push through the MAs, gave us a transition. So it actually fell out from the zone, pulled back to a deeper fib level near the 200 EMA, 88.6 fib level. Then it reversed, and now it's breaking above this zone right here. So 0.7265. And this actually, guys, I'm gonna go to the 1 hour in this scenario here, is more or less an inverted head and shoulders. All right. So there's a few confirmations here that we want to see before we enter long, because this is close to entry, right? So now we're on the 1 hour. We're looking for setups here. So essentially, we just want to see some bullish setups, right? We just want to see this. See price action get above this. If this gives us a little break and retest of this minor structure right here, right at 0.7284. Okay, you get a little break above that, a little lower high, and then you can potentially take this trade. This potentially could be a really nice trade. So a break of that, or more conservatively, a break of this zone right here. If I could grab the edge of this, there we go. So that's ideally what we want to see. And then you could, again, you can take an entry on this, target higher. Right? We're playing into the overall trend here, the bullish trend. We see caught a transition, nice break and retest of a key zone, 0.7265. And then we're targeting higher towards the prior high. And of course, negative fib levels. Just gonna be a really great trade. The way that this one is marked up, it's looking like a 2-to-1, risking 100 to get 200. The stop loss could be even a little bit tighter. It depends on what your risk tolerance is. So looking pretty good. Definitely looking pretty good. A few confirmations away from an entry. All right, so that's AU. Let's move on to AJ. Similar setup, but we're going to go to the daily time frame to start. Identify the overall trend. See if anything has changed. Okay, so this is a massive descending channel. So you could see just bearish volume throughout. And then we had a huge spike to the downside here on Corona news. Huge pullback, 4-hour trend, 4-hour bullish trend, all the way up into this monthly until it finally broke. And then once it broke, after this ascending channel here, or ascending triangle rather, once it broke and confirmed it with a higher low, then we transitioned into a daily bullish trend. So this has potential to break much higher because we're seeing this transition take place. So we could see this break into a new zone, potentially be targeting all the way up towards our weekly. Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, as you guys can see on this 4-hour time frame, structure is forming very clearly higher highs and higher lows. So despite this thing dipping as far down as it did, it retested that key level around the 88.6 100% level. And, this thing could push again back to the upside as it has over and over
Yep,
again.
absolutely. So this is, it's at a key zone right now. How it reacts here is going to determine, where it goes potentially long term, more long term rather than intraday stuff. So we're looking to catch a large move here. All we need to see is a break and retest, confirmed higher low above 77.5. So again, much like we just saw in AU, we just need to see a couple more confirmations, one more final, transition, and that would be ideal on this 4-hour. Excuse me. We just need to get above this lower high right here. That would be perfect. Entering some bullish setups, targeting towards the negative fib levels and prior high, of course. All right, so looking pretty good. This one is a nice setup. Good volume here, guys. Just look at the size of these candles. This is pretty much what we want to see. So, we could be getting a setup pretty soon. Maybe today we'll see in the next, couple candles here on this 4-hour. If not, this is going to have to be a move for next week. All right, so that's AJ. Yeah, looking pretty good. Got a nice MA cross here, pushing up, showing us some nice bullish setups here. All right, let's move on to UJ. UJ. All right, daily time frame first. Guys, super bearish here. Giant descending triangle. So you can see lots of lower highs. Repeatedly, key support being at 106. Nice whole number. All right. Nice whole number. So right now we're just pretty much bouncing around this monthly zone. We haven't, I mean, we got a break, but we didn't get a confirmed lower high. So, we really need to see that happen. We want to see a break of this monthly, confirmed lower high on a more significant time frame below this zone to confirm another bearish leg, right, towards our, negative fib levels and weekly support. So let's go to the 4-hour, see what price action is doing. Okay, so lots of chop. We're getting some lower highs here. Let me draw this trend line in. We're getting some lower highs. Okay, getting some lower highs, right? We're getting a lot of bouncing coming out of this, near our 38.2, right around 105.35. So this thing really, it needs to prove a lot because it's kind of faked out a bunch of times. It keeps breaking lower below this monthly and then giving us these fake lower highs. So it faked out here, and so on. So we really need to wait for a true lower high with nice conviction, nice bearish setups that we're gonna, enter, play it into this 4-hour time frame. Okay, that's what we need to see for this 4-hour time frame to execute. But we did see a 1-hour opportunity right here. Okay, so we entered on this little transition. Let me get rid of this for the sake of cleaning up a chart. Okay, so we entered on this transition right here for those who caught it. Nice little lower time frame transition. And we're looking to swing this into a 4-hour. Okay, so we got in on the lower time frame transition here, 1 hour. And the next step for this trend is to see a 4-hour transition, right? It's kind of like a domino effect. So we spotted this, we got in, good entry, lots of rejection. It's printing exactly how we want to see it. Now we just need to see a break to the downside, another lower high, and you could potentially even re-enter, but it's going to be a really great trade. If this does execute, we're at a pretty high point. We have a good stop loss, well over 2 to 1. Targeting towards a prior low to start, and then outside the pattern entirely. So to go back to the 4-hour, show you guys our potential targets.
Yeah, I mean, what's also good to note on the 4-hour time frame is that all those lows right there that's being tested at that 105, 300 level.
Yep.
That's going to be a weakening little support like area right there. Then what's more important is to the upside how we're forming the lower highs right now.
Exactly what we want to see. So there's tons of room to fall here. We're just going to follow and manage accordingly. But again, yeah, it's about 35 to get 80 in this scenario. So I'm sorry, it was 106.5 was so about 40 to get 80. All right, and then of course, as we see it develop, we're going to manage it. And if it breaks outside this pattern, no big deal. We'll be looking for confirmations below this pattern, and we'll be looking to manage it further. Okay, targeting towards prior lows over here, 0%. Potentially even lower towards negative fib levels, and so on and so on. All right, so this is UJ looking pretty good right now. Just waiting for this drop. All right, let's move on to EJ, and then we got gold, which is fun. All right, so EJ is looking really nice right now, actually. Let's check chat. All right, daily time frame first, guys. Checking out this overall sentiment. Super bullish here. We know this is bullish. We got a transition early on. So we saw a huge bearish channel, right? We got a transition on the break of these lower highs. Whole bunch of lower highs in here. We broke through that, broke through this weekly resistance, came back, tested a support, gave us a confirmed higher low, and then shot up with a very strong, high momentum bullish trend here on this daily time frame, okay? So super, super bullish. Going to resume with that overall trend. Right now, we're at our key monthly zone, right at 126.5, basically. We saw a double top, so let's go ahead and drop down. Get some analysis on more recent price action, see what's going on here. All right, so recently we broke 124, right? Tested, formed a new high, gave us a higher low, another high, another higher low, another high, another higher low. So this thing is clearly bullish, right? This is how this would go. Very, very bullish, pretty wide ascending channel here. But we're bullish. You know, we're bullish. We're looking for a transition to take place right at 125.3, which is pretty much happening right now. Nice MA cross, good bullish volume. Let's go ahead and check out the 1 hour. All right, so this is a nice transition right here. Ideally, I would enter on, where is it? Right here. 125, 525. Looking for, okay, a quick retest on this. There's a 200 EMAs there again. We got an MA cross all the way back here. MAs are going like pretty much straight up. This is what I'm looking for to enter on right now. Any sort of retest of this structure, followed by a nice bullish variation, I'm long. And I'm going to target higher towards 126.5, potentially beyond towards negative fib levels. Okay, so that's where we're at right now. Looking pretty good. You just need to see the right confirmations. You need to see a confirmed higher low, nice momentum, and this could be a really nice trade. You'll be targeting towards the height of the pattern first, obviously, right here, 0%, and then we're looking for that break of the monthly confirmed higher low above. All right, so this thing is bullish until we see a break of a higher low. So that would be this transition down here, this yellow trade path. So if this yellow trade path took place, then we would consider short opportunities after this confirmed lower high below 124. Okay, until that happens, we're only looking at long situations like this one right here. I do want to put this long pattern tool up just to take a look at it at 135. Right, if we do get the higher low that we want to see, it'd be about here. Probably about 60 pips to get 135, 2.25 to 1 risk reward. This could be a really great trade. Just want to see that kind of play out. All right, guys. And also, as this gets closer, you know, we're always posting in Discord. This will be dropped in premium analysis once we get some 1 hour setups. They're damn close to execution. All right, so final is gold, which looks absolutely beautiful right now. Need a similar setup. Let's go to the daily time frame first, guys. Super bullish. I mean, that's easy to see here. Gold's probably the easiest trend to spot. Just bullish all around. Super, super bullish. All right, so let's go to the 4 hour. So we had a huge rally from 1800 all the way up to 2070. And then we started getting this pattern formation, right? The volume starts dropping down. We start getting some lower highs. Price action getting squeezed. Key support is established here at 1925. And, you know, it's kind of just forming, it's, you know, progressing through this whole pattern. So we're waiting for some sort of break, right? We want to see a break and retest. We want to see this pattern kind of pop. So is it going to pop to the upside or downside? We're going to favor the upside because the trend is overall bullish, right? We're trend traders. We want to catch this breakout. So what needs to happen here is a break of this trend line, break of this lower time frame resistance in 1950, quick pullback, established higher low outside of the pattern and above 1950. And then we'll enter on, you know, bullish engulfing, morning star, you know, any sort of bullish variation above this zone. That's what we're looking to enter on. Okay, and this could be a really great trade because as you guys know, once gold starts moving, it friggin' runs. It just starts going. So we're going to target towards our prior high and potentially even higher towards the negative fib level, depending, you know, how price action looks, how structure is forming, and so on. All right, so this could be a really, really great trade. This one's a 2-to-1 right now. Again, you could adjust it slightly. Excuse me. You could adjust it slightly depending on your personal risk tolerance, but you know, 2-to-1 minimum at least. All right. And to go short here, you know, I'm honestly not even looking at short opportunities until it's back below 1800 because this thing could pull back all the way to 1800 and still very much be bullish. Because look, this would just be a deep retracement, established higher low above key support. It would still be bullish, honestly. It needs to get pretty damn low, below 1800 to get a real, you know, higher time frame change of trend. That's what needs to happen. I mean, you could obviously take a short off a lower high below 1925. More risk involved because it's counter trend trading at that point, but you know, there is potential for a setup to be there if you see that kind of play out. All right, but for now, we're looking long, guys. Just a couple confirmations away. The volume stepping in now, looking pretty good. Also very, very inversely correlated to DXY. So if DXY drops, gold will go up. If DXY goes up, gold will drop relatively. Okay, so quick recap, guys. I covered DXY for you, covered AU, covered AJ, covered UJ, EJ, and gold. All right, so I'm going to pass this off to Angelo. He's going to cover some more of the majors. And yeah, he's going to show you how to make $1 million.
Let's get it. All right, so good job as always. I'm gonna get on here, share my screen. Boom. Let's go over to UCAD. Let's go up to the weekly time frame. So guys, as always, we're gonna do top-down analysis. So we're gonna start on the weekly. On the weekly, we've got our key levels, which we always place on here. Those are really our main support and resistance levels that we utilize. As price comes near these levels, we're going to look for reversals or continuations. We're going to look for a lot of volatility. These levels previously had been tested and are placed on here based on how we place our support and resistance. And as you can see, there's a lot of indecision previously around this level, and a lot of movement. So we can expect much of the same. Right now on UCAD, we're down by this demand zone. We're down by our key level. We're starting to form this hammer candle right here. So that means, it's a sign of reversal right now. Overall, we got to go down to a time frame where we can see structure a little bit more clearly. Down to this daily time frame. This trend is definitely bearish, on this daily time frame, but we do want to break this whole entire trend, this whole entire range right here down a little bit more. So 4-hour time frame, 4-hour time frames pretty telling right now of what's going on. This trend had been maintained previously pretty aggressively for a while. So we were in a downtrend. We had a little bit of a fake out here where price actually broke this lower high, made a new high, hit this resistance level, and headed downward. Basically, our thinking right now is that something very similar to that's happening. Right now, we have a 4-hour change of trend. This is obviously changing from a downtrend to an uptrend on the 4-hour time frame. But as we bump up to the daily, it's looking very similar to this. Daily time frame pulled back through the moving averages, and then all of a sudden started to fall off completely. A lot of people could have got faked out here, thinking that this 4-hour was truly transitioning into an uptrend, started to try to take buys, got stopped out, take buys, got stopped out. And again, looking at it now, we definitely had some transitions here on the 4-hour back to a downtrend. So we're pretty much just looking for the same right now. We're in this zone, looks very similar to right here. We are looking for this thing to continue bearish, but we got to, go by what price action pretty much shows us. Price action right now on the 4-hour is definitely bullish as I bump down, even to the 30-minute time frame. 30-minute time frame is bullish. If we can get a break really of this level right here, we just formed this lower high and we just like double topped in this area. If we can confirm this, move back below these moving averages, then this thing will start to fall over a little bit more, support our analysis for this thing to continue going to the downside. So we just got to be patient on this right now, trying to line this up with DXY and see if this thing can continue to push. So yeah, no real opportunities at the moment. I think aggressively, if you wanted to try to short this based on this double top, based on if this thing does reject and the moving averages right here do cross, we can come on here, see how they're still very bullish right now. If these things do start to cross, you could consider to take a short opportunity right in this zone. If this thing does move pretty much below this level, you can put stops above here. Where would you target? Back up to the 4-hour, I would target down here, target this zone, even all the way up to the daily, guys. Daily time frame, again, we got to move a little bit lower. We just popped above these moving averages. Definitely got to get back below them right now. So, just putting on, potential opportunities, not the cleanest look right now, but we're basically what we're keeping in mind is 4 hour, little bit of a transition, but daily is still bearish. Weekly time frame still bearish right now. So let's go over to USEF and let's do much of the same. So USEF's a little bit ahead of where UCAD is right now in the trend forming. Big news coming for CAD. I'm about to do the GU analysis. What's up, Lucas? I'm about to do the GU analysis right now. Boom. I'm going to do that next. So let's look at USEF. So USEF on the monthly time frame, coming down to this monthly level, definitely a key level down here. Again, always top-down analysis, starting on the higher time frames, got our key levels placed. And on the monthly time frame, low volume candle, but nothing, nothing too, not really a reversal candle, not a spinning top, not a doji, anything like that. So still a lot of sellers in the market. Over to the weekly time frame. Again, overall still very bearish. We're at the bottom of this push. We're at a lower low right now, which is what we should be wary of. But going into the week, we did have this bullish engulfing. We came up, had some buying pressure that ultimately rejected. And then again, very similar to UCAD, we're looking at the same type of deal right now with USEF. This thing has been bearish all the way since, we've been covering this since March, since we started these live sessions. This thing has been bearish all the way since then. So this thing has been bearish for quite some time now. And we're at this low, we're pushing a little bit right now. Pretty much, what are we looking for right now? Daily time frame bearish. Go to the 4 hour time frame. Had this fake out again, guys. Had this. We were maintaining lower highs, lower low, lower high, low, lower high, lower low, lower highs formed here, low, pulled back, broke. Broke these levels, broke to make a new high. Could have been anticipating. Okay, let me wait for first bullish signal. Let me go long on this, but as I bump up, whenever I break structure on any time frame, guys, I bump up. So I get an overall idea, what's the overall trend looking like? And as we can see, daily still bearish. Daily was really just testing these resistance levels right now. And as we come to this 4 hours, so 4 hours pushing, very bearish right now. We're actually breaking this level. Boom. So we're breaking this level, which is good. So this thing is definitely transitioning, back into a downtrend. Where would I look for potential entries? I don't know if we're going to get one this week, but we're going to definitely need some sort of pullback, probably off of the support level right here. Pullback. We need that lower high. If we bring on our fibs, boom, bring on our fibs. Right now the pullback would have to be near this resistance level or even a little bit higher to this 38.2 level. So we'll be patient. We'll be patient with that. Wait on a little pullback. But right now, we are bearish on UCAD. We are bearish on USEF. Let's get over to GU. Boom. Let's go over to GU up onto the weekly time frame. So weekly time frame on GU overall very bearish. Making lows, lower high, lower low, retesting this lower high right here all the way at the top, and then let's cycle down. So again, weekly time frame bearish, daily time frame, guys, bullish. So daily time frame on this has been forming higher highs and higher lows all the way since May. This thing has been bullish all the way since May, down to the 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame, broke structure, broke to head lower. So now we're at a lower low right now. So again, guys, time frame correlation. If I bring on a trend line right here, we can clearly see this thing has transitioned on this 4 hour time frame. And whenever we break structure, all I do is bump up. I look at my daily. Daily is still overall pretty bearish or pretty bullish. I look at where is my next level we could potentially come to. Looking left, we definitely have a little bit of a support resistance level. We got resistance, 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 support, support, support right here. So we can draw a little SR level right there. That's what we're testing right now. We could either find support in this area Boom. Again, this is based on that daily trend. Or we could come a bit lower and find support in this 618 area. So in the course, we go over entry zones, drawing out entry zones. Where's your confirmations? Right here we got 38.2. We've got the support level. The third confirmation would definitely be like a bullish engulfing, something like that. And then even further, this 618 level, we've got support here. We've got the 200-day moving average here. And then if we got that, fourth confirmation, which would be a bullish engulfing, then we would have multiple confirmations there and could go down time frames, look at lower time frame structures. So, the 4-hour time frame, yes, is definitely bearish, but I'm waiting on this daily move. This is what I'm trying to be patient on because there's going to be a lot of volume here, and it's going to be very clear, what to do. So I'm not too in love with this 1-hour time frame, even though the 1 hour is clearly bearish, clearly forming lower lows, lower highs. I'm expecting the volume to kick in on this daily time frame to send this thing a little bit higher. So we're going to be patient on that. And I like to look at, GU is very correlated to EU. So, look at EU, it's really pushing up right now. And let's just start up on the weekly time frame. So weekly time frame on EU, we're all the way at this high right now. Let's just do the breakdown. Let's just do the breakdown. Let's look at, weekly time frame. What do we look at, guys? We look
DXY.
at, yeah, wait, what?
It's DXY that's moving. That's why you guys are seeing movement on USD pairs right now.
DXY.
DXY is dumping.
The DXY.
So AU is pushing up, UJ is pushing down, UCAD, you're seeing some movement. GU, you're seeing some movement. Everything related to the US dollar is moving right now.
You hit my TP, nice. Yeah, so guys, UCAD, like I was just saying, if this thing closes lower, this is going to be a nice little opportunity going on here, even down to the 15-minute. I would definitely be watching this. I think this thing is going to push a little bit more. I think this thing is going to start pushing down, continuing with this daily trend right now. If this thing can get below where it's at right now, this thing could push a lot farther. Same thing with USEF. USEF has been pushing. There's been no pullbacks. I was looking at UCAD because there actually was a little pullback, a little entry opportunity there. GU, again, it's showing right now 1 hour bearish trend. So there's no buy opportunity, there's no buys on GU. We got to wait for things to form a little bit more, but that is what my bias is. That is what I think the volume's going to kick in at. And then EU, EU's pushing pretty heavily to the upside.
Yeah,
so
it's chugging right now.
Let's cover EU. Boom. So EU all the way at this top, guys. We had this bullish candle 2 weeks ago on this weekly time frame. Last week we had this spinning top candle, definitely a reversal candle. But I'm also looking at this rejection of failing to engulf. That's something to be said. Definitely, especially because we're at this support level right here on the weekly time frame. So as I come down to the daily, this is kind of the same song and dance as these other pairs. Is we were forming highs, high or low, push to the upside, formed a high. Then we started to get this cross, started to move a little bit lower. We had this channel marked. Basically, and again, when you guys have channels marked, like I do here on the 4-hour time frame, this is a 4-hour break of the channel. We need a 4-hour confirmation, guys. Don't start shorting the shit out of this just because of the 4-hour broke. Like if you're looking at a 4-hour move, then wait for the 4-hour confirmation. Like this thing broke this channel in the 4-hour. There was no rejection here, no engulfings, nothing. This thing just continued higher and higher. So just be mindful of that, guys. Don't get trapped, in the 4-hour, and then all of a sudden, just because it broke, you're going right to the 30-minute and you're taking the first shorts that come to you. Don't let the time frames confuse you. Don't be on the low time frame, getting all confused or whatever, trying to anticipate things. Let things come to you. Like this 4-hour move, as soon as that broke, keeping in mind that, we have to wait for that 4-hour confirmation. What I did was I went up to the daily time frame. What's the daily doing? Okay. daily time frame, still in this uptrend. Where could we form a higher low off of this weekly level, off of the 38.2 level? Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Wait for the 4 hour to confirm a lower high. Um, Clearly it did not. Coming down to this 1 hour time frame, where could I have potentially entered on this to go long? It would have been, fairly aggressive. It depends what you were looking at on the daily time frame. If you were saying, this is a confirmation, this weekly support level, and then you look at this daily candle, this spinning top, this is my confirmation that this is a reversal candle, and then I'm going to go down to the 1 hour time frame. We were in lower low, lower high, retest low, lower high, lower low, and then basically what happened was we had this level form. We had this not exactly a lower high point, but definitely rejection area. We rejected that area, then we broke above this resistance level, broke above, had this bullish engulfing right here, and this is just a simple break and retest. And again, this is on the 1 hour time frame. If we wanted to really be aggressive on this, get to the 30-minute, we could see the 30-minute structure, lower low, lower high, all the way down to a new low, lower high, and pretty much this was the break right here. And as soon as it breaks, what do I look for? First higher low. And you could have been taking buys all the way since here, buy right there. Even a buy right here, bullish engulfing, retest the moving averages, another buy right there. And then obviously this thing's chugging, a little bit, but you could have put your stops below this 200-day. Targets could have been on the higher time frame. This thing would have been up, more than 2 to 1. So there definitely was an opportunity there on EU. It just comes down to what bias were you holding? Were you holding that buying bias? If so, as soon as that broke that lower time frame structure, you were getting in on that, or were you looking at this 4 hour, waiting for the 4 hour to confirm? Even on the 4 hour, you could have gotten on this opportunity. You didn't even need to go to the 30-minute. Looking at it like this, 4 hour time frame, pushed all the way to this low, and then it's like we broke, but then all of a sudden what happened? We had the break above the moving averages, and then these two bullish candles in a row right here. These two bullish candles, so sort of telling you momentum is bullish, right here on the 4 hour time frame, whether this is a retracement or not. You could have used that to your advantage. So that's EU. Let's get over to NU. Let's hit up on the monthly. So monthly time frame on NU, we're retesting this resistance level right now on the monthly time frame. But look at the moving averages, guys. They've crossed, have become very bullish in the sense that lower time frames have shifted, have gone bullish. Look at the weekly time frame. Let's just look at structure. And we've been looking at this, forever. We got this lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, low. Then we came up to this level. Look at what's happening. This huge bullish engulfing candle made us come above this lower high, above the supply zone. Now we're retesting the moving averages, finding a lot of resistance. So we're getting squeezed within these two levels right here on the weekly. And this daily is really where I'm holding my bullish bias. Look at the daily, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And then we just had this happen. We dipped below, we dipped lower, and then this bullish candle brought us back above the moving averages right there, all the way down to the 4 hour time frame. This is where I can draw my structure. So I'm always, if you notice, I'm always looking for structure on the daily and 4 hour, guys. I'm bumping between the two, whichever one makes the most sense. Really in connection with that weekly trend as well. So right now on the 4 hour, we've got this high, pulled back, made this higher low at the 618. Now if we bump down to the lower time frame, this is really what we need right now. We need to break some structure on this lower time frame. We're breaking this this lower high that just formed right here. So if we can hold here, and this would be something that we would drop, in the premium analysis. If we can hold here and then retest or just make a lower high to confirm that this thing, it needs to confirm that, this bullish move is real, that you have more buyers in the market, even if sellers step in. So if we can confirm that, and again, I'll drop this in premium analysis, then we can go higher on this. And, EU, again, we can't really drop anything on that right now. This thing is just pushing to the upside. Let's go to GJ. Let's go up to the weekly time frame. Let's go all the way up to the monthly time frame on GJ. GJ overall has been bearish, on this monthly time frame, forming lower lows, lower high. I know we made this higher low, but coming back up to this weekly, level, this weekly trend line, monthly resistance, 200-day. This is definitely a move that I missed, but the confirmation is there. So let's just go over it. So pretty much last week we had this huge wick, this reversal candle form, this doji candle down to the daily time frame. And with that in mind, guys, like on the weekly, if I have multiple confirmations, like I have trend line, monthly key level, 200-day, doji candle, 4 confirmations there, I can aggressively look on the lower time frames and see like, okay, where's a shifting in trend on the 4-hour? Yes, this signal was bullish. We can come like all the way up to here. But because we have that confirmation, and we could even can start it, go forward a little bit because we wouldn't be looking at this till after the weekend. So let's play it forward. Boom. So this is when we would have had our first opportunity, would have been right here. This thing's starting to turn over because I had those multiple confirmations. Maybe I'm on the lower time frame already, and I'm looking and I'm saying, what is my lower time frame trend? Very bearish, 1 hour, forming lower lows, lower highs. So we're trying to continue this trend. Pretty much first opportunity was right here. Could have got in on this. Boom. Could have got in on that right there. And then continue to ride this thing down, this 1 hour trend. And then where would I have entered next? Whatever the next pullback inevitably is, even if there is one. I was looking at this though a little bit more closely because there actually was no pullback. There was also, and this is a very lower time frame move, but there was also this little descending triangle that happens right down here, all the way down to, again, the lower time frame. So just going over entries, guys, going over potential re-entries on this. First entry was up here. Then we had this, lower time frame descending triangle that broke out, retested. You could have entered right here. And again, that's if your bias was very bearish based on those weekly confirmations. And yeah, then we could bring this thing all the way to where it's at now. So right now, we had a lot of bullish pressure step back in to bring this thing to the upside. Then we just fell off. Let me bump up 4-hour time frame. Just broke structure. Let me clear this up a little bit. So because of that, like always, I'm going to bump up to the daily. And daily time frame for me, guys, is still bullish. Boom, we're at a 50% level right now, which is not the most ideal Fibonacci retracement level, but we do have some confirmations here. We got the 200-day. We do have that 50%, level. And this also has previously acted as support or resistance based on this area, this area, this area support, and, this 200-day. So 200-day is kind of the last line of defense, guys. So we're either going to find support here or we're going to continue to head lower. So we'll either come down to this weekly level or we're going to find support here, come back, potentially form a new high. So again, guys, those are all the pairs that I'm going to go over: UCAD, USEF, GU, EU, NU, GJ. We're going to post in premium analysis. We will do a little giveaway today. I'm still organizing. We're going to have the giveaway set up in a new way. If you guys want to enter in on the giveaway, just post in the Discord one thing that you guys learned from the live session, one takeaway that you guys got. I'll post the winner in a little bit. So just come into the public, into here, boom, come into this public section, and just post one thing that you guys learned from the live session. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm going to post this recording afterwards on YouTube as always. And thank you guys for coming out and listening to me and Nick talk about charts.
Absolutely, guys. So next session is Sunday Market Blitz. And yeah, that's it for the week. If you guys have any questions, hit us on Discord, jump in chat or DM us directly. But
Hell yeah.
other than that, yeah, guys, enjoy the rest of the week.
Yep. Enjoy the rest of the day. Look out for the analysis posted in the premium analysis channel. If you guys want to get in there, just go to the start here section. It's just $7 one-time fee. So we'll try to update you guys today with some more trades. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day.
Peace, guys.
Peace.